Tankie Times. The edition from August 7th. The weather in Pyongyang, DPRK, today is currently 88 degrees. It's a high of 89 with a low of 70 degrees. It's sunny. Okay. Cost inflicted on troops of child-killing regime. I love these titles. It's so good. The Yemeni armed forces have carried out a wide-ranging operation targeting military positions, including command centers held by Saudi-backed mercenaries across the country. Yemeni media reported on Thursday that the operation involved the firing of a large number of ballistic missiles and drones at enemy troops concentrations and command centers and in the Al Ruwaik area of Marib province, as well as the Al Abar, Al Thaniam, and Al Widia districts in Hadhamarat Governorate. Speaking to Al Masira TV, a Yemeni army source said that the operation killed and wounded many Saudi-linked mercenaries, while destroying their military camps, weapon depots, and armored vehicles. Yemen's shift towards conducting preemptive strikes against hostile targets reflects a strategy aimed at disrupting Saudi's forces' preparations and limiting their ability to determine the timing and location of any future escalation, according to a report by Al Masira. The fresh Yemeni attacks killed at least 58 mercenaries and injured dozens, a Saudi military source who spoke on condition of anonymity told AFP from Press TV. Iranian strikes leave hundreds of U.S. troops with lasting brain injuries. Hundreds of U.S. troops have suffered traumatic brain injuries, TBI, from Iranian missile and drone strikes since Washington launched its war on Iran, highlighting the mounting physical cost of the U.S. aggression and the potentially lasting consequences for American forces. Nearly 700 troops have been wounded in Iranian missile and drone attacks on U.S. bases since Washington's aggression against Iran escalated, according to U.S. military officials. Most were diagnosed with traumatic brain injuries and returned to duty after treatment, the Associated Press reported. Press TV. I'm sorry. They're treating... What treatment is there for TBI that you can just be sent back to the battlefield? I'm sorry. What? Wait. Okay. British trade union leaders urge PM to stop UK support for a legal US-Israeli war on Iran. British trade union leaders have urged UK Prime Minister Andy Burnham to stop rendering support to the United States and Israel in their illegal war on Iran, demanding he reverse his decision to allow the use of UK bases for aggression against Iran. In an open letter to the PM run by the media on Friday, leaders of 10 British trade unions representing more than 2.3 million workers urged Burnham to stop rendering support to the illegal US-Israeli war on Iran and instead focus on the nation's cost of living crisis. Concerned Ukrainians helped Russian troops deliver more accurate strikes. Strikes by the Russian armed forces on the Ukrainian military targets have become significantly more accurate, thanks to the assistance of concerned Ukrainian citizens, the pro-Russian underground sources in Ukraine told TASS. They emphasized that, as a result, the Kiev regime has significantly tightened its surveillance measures. SBU, Security Service of Ukraine, officers and the National Police are literally patrolling courtyards and streets, conducting raids, and performing random searches of phones and looking for unreliable individuals. Therefore, we remind everyone who is in contact with us once again take precautions. Regularly clear your chat history and delete media files immediately after sending them. Our work continues, but your safety comes first, one of the sources told TASS. Zelensky, his office, speak Russian, while ordinary Ukrainians fined for doing so. Yeah, it's literally illegal to speak Russian. Vladimir Zelensky, his entourage, and most of the minister and deputies of the servants of the people ruling party, speak Russian when they are not on camera, while ordinary Ukrainians are fined for speaking it, said Verkhovna Rada deputy Alexei Goncharenko on Russian list of terrorists and extremists. He referred to an incident with the coach of a youth football team who was fined for speaking Russian during a club practice. TASS. Russian troops liberate 8 communities. Look at this. Look at this guy aura farming. Russian troops liberated 8 communities in Kharkov, Sumy, and Zaporizhia regions over the week of August 1 to 7, including one community, over the past 24 hours in the special military operation in Ukraine, Russia's defense ministry reported. Last week, Battle Group North units took control of the settlements of Bely Koloros, Yustinovka, and Bakshayevka in the Kharkov region and Raisevka in the Sumy region. And yesterday, they gained control of a settlement in Aniskino in the Kharkiv region through active operations. During the past week, Battle Group West units took control of the settlement of Olgovka in the Kharkov region through decisive operations, the ministry said in a statement. During the week, Battle Group East units liberated the settlements of Ilyubitsky and Zarnitsia in the Zaporizhia region through active operations, the ministry reported. Again from TASS. On the picket line, library workers, attorneys, healthcare workers. Workers at the Cleveland Public Library, some of whom make less than $17 an hour, authorized a strike by a nearly unanimous vote on July 12th. Represented by Service Employees Union, SEIU, Local 1199. They will strike on August 24th if an agreement is not reached by then. Other resolved contract issues include benefits and working conditions. Vanessa D'Alessandro, Regional Director of SEIU District 1199, said in a statement, "The truth is simple. Library workers deserve respect. They deserve a fair contract, and they deserve a library administration that values the people who keep this library system running every day." Cleveland.com. As a build-up to a potential strike, library workers and supporters picketed at a forum that featured a library CEO, Felton Thomas Jr., on July 22nd. Attorneys strike in New York City, Detroit. Lawyers who represent low-income clients are on strike in New York City and Detroit against the agencies they work for. Attorneys at Brooklyn Defenders ended a 5-day strike on July 22, but a strike began at a neighborhood defender services of Harlem 2 days later. Attorneys at Bronx Defenders went on strike July 27. Salaries and benefits are the core issues for the strikers, who all belong to United Auto Workers, UAW, Local 2325. Local 2325 also represents striking attorneys in Metro Detroit, who have been out since July 24. UAW President Shawn Fain spoke at the picket line on July 28. Wayne County courts have retaliated against at least one striking attorney, Joe McGuire, charging him with contempt of court for failing to report for a court appearance. Pennsylvania healthcare workers in the fight. Workers at the Mount Nittany Medical Center in Pennsylvania, registered nurses, emergency department technicians, lab technicians, skilled maintenance, phlebotomists, certified nurse aides, environmental services aides, radiology technicians, technologists, nutrition workers, and others held a 5-day strike from July 27 to July 31st. Beginning in the early morning, the members of the SEIU Healthcare Pennsylvania carried signs reading, "Raise our wages, not our blood pressure," and chanted, "Nittany, Nittany, you can't hide. We can see your greedy side." Main issues in the strike are staffing levels and wages. After the planned strike ended, the union members still did not have a contract. Union investigators have concluded that the hospital can well afford to meet its demands. WWP. Now we get the headlines from the socialist countries. Deputy Minister inspects landslide damage on Route 8A in Fourth Fanam area. Deputy Minister of Public Works and Transport, Detsong Kam Thamavong, on August 6, conducted an inspection of the landslide damage along National Road 8A in the Pho Pham mountain pass, following several days of heavy rainfall that caused extensive disruption to one of Laos's key transport corridors, linking the country with Vietnam. The inspection was carried out jointly with Boric Samay Governor Kamanva Panyanvo. Panyanvong and senior officials from relevant agencies after severe flooding and landslides disrupted traffic in Kunkam district, Yemeni province. According to provincial authorities, continuous heavy rainfall beginning on August 3 triggered 9 landslides, affecting approximately 400 meters of roadway, and caused 7 major sections of road embankment failure, spanning 435 meters. And one of the most critical points, more than 20 meters of roadway adjacent to a bridge approach was washed away. The disaster also damaged more than 3.5 kilometers of roadside drainage infrastructure and inundated 5 sections of the highway, covering a combined distance of approximately 3.2 kilometers, rendering parts of the route completely impassable. KPL. This is a really good article. The media promoters of hatred against Cuba, following the express orders of the architects of the destructive plans against the nation, its culture, its economy, its traditions, and its identity, no longer mention the country and its constitutional institutions. Without denigrating them and defining them as part of the regime, they try to demonize with the worst epithets and insults. The main enemies are trying to impose the narrative of a guilty, incompetent, corrupt, thieving, repressive government that must disappear. Beyond intolerance, imperial, neo-fascist, and hegemonic ambitions seek subjugation by force of arms or money, driven by the vile obsession to seize control of the country, to subjugate it as a subordinate state or a front for Washington. That is their aspiration. And they believe that the arsenal of sanctions and coercive measures, unprecedented in human history, will undermine the foundations upon which a free and sovereign nation was built after more than half a century of neocolonial exploitation by the United States itself. An endless list of subversive websites created during the USAID era or more recently are constantly reproducing the narrative orchestrated by the circles of power and their command center in Miami, where the machinery that plots scorched earth, war, the license to kill, and fascist revenge disguised as freedom is concentrated. Grandma. Purple water lilies color Nyongdong River in Ninh. In August, the northern province of Ninh enters early autumn, which brings along the blooming season of purple water lilies in Tam Kok Bich Dong tourist site. The dreamy purple coat of water lilies transformed the site's landscape, creating a harmonious view of nature in the heritage land. Tiny purple petals dotting green water, creating an attractive contrast, drawing visitors to admire the scenery and cherish the moments of tranquility amidst nature. It's so pretty. What's so pretty? Lilies are gorgeous. Hmm. Aquatic plants are they're just cool, you know? Chinese satellite records SpaceX rocket remnants lunar impact. Oh my god. Oh, I heard about this. A Chinese commercial space debris monitoring satellite has successfully tracked and recorded the moment a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket second stage remnant smashed into the moon, marking a significant achievement for the country's commercial space monitoring capabilities. At around 2:35 p.m. Beijing time on August 5, the roaming rocket body collided with the lunar surface after more than a year of orbital evolution. The event drew widespread attention from the global space community, as it offered a rare opportunity to observe the interaction between artificial objects and the lunar environment. The space debris monitoring satellite known as Agenda 1001 was jointly developed by the Beijing-based Aocean Technology and the Longxi Aerospace Technology Group in Wuxi City, East China, Jiangsu Province. At the Constellation Control Center in Longxi District, Wuxi City, engineers used the Chongji monitoring system platform to track the status of satellites in orbit. With support from the Purple Mountain Observatory of the Chinese Academy of Sciences, Gonde 101 successfully identified the faint Falcon 9 upper stage object against the strong background light in deep space conditions, completing its first observation and data acquisition mission. Launched aboard a Lijian 1 commercial rocket on July 24, the satellite carried out the observation just over 10 days after entering orbit, tracking the lunar impact of a rocket remnant nearly 380,000 kilometers away from Earth. As China's first commercial space debris monitoring satellite, Gonde 101 is capable of detecting space objects across low, medium, and high Earth orbits. Its independently developed propulsion system allows flexible orbital maneuvers, allowing the satellite to conduct close-range observation and other complex in-orbit operations. The satellite is also equipped with an artificial intelligence-assisted computer, enabling it to flexibly conduct routine monitoring, emergency response, and rapid tracking missions, with reduced reliance on ground-based operations. I just wanted this video. Sick. I mean, someone's gotta monitor all the fucking space trash we put out there, right? Someone's got to. I guess it's China. I guess China's stepping up. Blessed village conveying great benevolence of motherly party. Along with the new era of regional development, Zhangyang's county of the South Huangwei province is providing people with tangible benefits. The Huahuan shop, the respected comrade, general secretary, looked round, picturing the happy looks of the regional people, is full of goods produced at the regional industry factories in the province. Lots of people ceaselessly visit the shop, saying that it is much better to have beer, which the respected comrade general secretary personally tasted in the wonderful shop, than at home. Women happily say that glutinous rice, hot pepper paste, and bread produced at their province's regional industry factories are delicious. The live fish stands reverberates with the merry laughter of people buying the live fish, such as sturgeon and rungjang fish. In December last, the respected Comrade General Secretary visited Zhangyang's county and said that cities and counties located in the coastal areas like Zhangyang County could catch a lot of fish to sell, either canned fish or live fish. That would delight residents, he added. The regional industry factories make contributions to the improvement of living standards of people in Zhangyang County. The respected Comrade General Secretary guided the formation plan of regional industry factories to be newly built in Zhangyang County and took a benevolent measure to arrange beer production line, beer production line at the foodstuffs factory, though he was busy with revolutionary guidance. You gotta have beer in the revolution, comrades. When the factory was inaugurated, he visited the factory and personally tried the beer. And he instructed that the foodstuffs factory in cities and counties across the country should increase the variety of the goods by making the best use of their regional characteristics and economic potentials, like Zhangyang County Foodstuffs Factory. Zhangyang beer is indeed precious fruition of the boundless love of the respected Comrade General Secretary, who is eager to provide our people with more and more things. The Zhangyang County Garment Factory is also associated with the sacred traces of leadership of the respected Comrade General Secretary, Rodong Sidmon. There we go. That's the Tankie Times, a tank tube production. Thank you for watching.